The chamber smelled of scorched metal and alien musk. 12 syndicate chairs rose in a circle above the obsidian floor, floating slightly on grabplinths. The ceiling shimmered with shifting constellations, a mockery of peace under a roof built on blood money. Cole Danner walked in flanked by 2 synthetic guards, all chrome limbs and humming sensors. His wrists were bound in magnetic cuffs. Not necessary, but appearances mattered in places like this. Council members whispered. Whispering in 32 languages, and yet the meaning was the same. A human? Here? Laughable. Chairman Zerxal rose first. 7 feet of scaled contempt, 6 limbs, 3 eyes that pulsed with amusement. His tongue flicked once. The Terran delegation sent this? Envoy Cole Danner, the council herald announced without emotion. Representative of Earth's sovereign claim for observer status in the Cartel Council. A wave of laughter rippled around the room. One of the Skreth twins snorted viscous blue fluid into her wine glass. A Kralex warlord banged his claw on the table. Zerxal held up a single finger. The room fell silent. Envoy Danner, Zerxal said, descending his platform slowly, theatrically. You are here to what? Beg for a seat among your betters? Deliver some monkey proclamation about Terran pride? Cole didn't answer immediately. He scanned the faces around the circle. Predators, every one of them, wearing civilization like a costume. He cleared his throat. I'm not here to beg. Another chuckle from behind. He speaks. Barely. Cole stepped forward. The guards didn't move. His chains remained active, a soft pulse around his wrists. I'm here to submit formal notification that Earth intends to regulate and intercept all unlicensed trade through the Orion Gate, effective immediately. That includes cartel operations. For a moment, there was no reaction. Then Zerxal tilted his head, as if puzzled by a bug that had claimed to own the hive. You misunderstand. This circus of language is for entertainment. You have no jurisdiction. No seat. No leverage. I have Earth's authority. You have Earth's permission, Zerxal said, stepping closer, to amuse us for 5 minutes before being escorted out. Cole took a slow breath. Then let me make those 5 minutes count. Zerxal circled him. You think bringing a file of Earth's demands into this hall matters to us? This is the seat of power, human. We control systems with a thought. Your planet still burns fossil fuel to heat its villages. A voice from the edge. Do they still use coins? Charming! Zerxal laughed again, then stopped suddenly, inches from Cole's face. Here's what will happen, he said, voice low. You will sign a document admitting Earth's withdrawal from all frontier systems. You will kiss the Syndicate banner. Then you will crawl back to your dirtball. Cole didn't move. His eyes were calm. I don't think I will. The silence that followed wasn't cold. It was charged. Like the moment before an ambush. Zerxal's eyes narrowed. No? He asked quietly. No. The guards turned toward Cole, servomotors whining. But Zerxal waved them off. I've changed my mind, the chairman said, louder now. You may stay. The council finds you amusing. We'll decide Earth's fate once we're entertained. Cole nodded once. As you wish. He was led to a side chamber, not a cell, something worse. A waiting room for the condemned. Stark lights. No windows. A single metal chair. No clock. He sat, still cuffed. He didn't speak. Didn't twitch. His breathing was steady. Across the room, a narrow view glass shimmered. Someone was watching. That someone was High Adjudicator Kezix, a gelatinous archivist from the Tharn cluster. She whispered through a comlink. Chairman, the humans' biometrics are controlled. No cortisol spike. Even under insult. Zerxal responded, voice annoyed. So he's trained. Or brain dulled. No, Chairman. Something's wrong. He's hiding something. Neural patterns show suppression overlays. Zerxal leaned closer to his screen. Suppression? As in military grade? Possibly Terran black tech. Forbidden class. I need more time to scan. No, Zerxal said flatly. Bring him back. Now. 2 guards returned to the room. On your feet, human. Cole stood, wrists still bound, and walked between them like it was Sunday in a park. Back in the main chamber, the tone had shifted. Less mocking now. More curious. Zerxal leaned forward. Let me ask you something, Terran. What are you? Cole didn't answer. But his eyes met every pair in the room. He saw confusion in some. Fear in a few. Zerxal hid it better, but it was there. That flicker of uncertainty. The tiniest fracture. Cole spoke. You think power is in position. In wealth. In fleets. But power, he said, voice steady, is knowing when not to use it. Zerxal hissed. Cryptic words. We've crushed worlds for less arrogance. Cole didn't blink. Then maybe you've crushed the wrong ones. For the first time in decades, a ripple of silence swept through the council chamber. No laughter. No jabs. Zerxal sneered. Take him below. Let's see if the Terran ambassador still has riddles after a few hours in the chair. Cole said nothing as they dragged him away. But as he passed through the doors, he curled one finger slowly inside the cuff, just enough to trigger a faint, imperceptible flicker of blue under his nail. Nobody noticed. Not yet. The interrogation room was shaped like a tear, narrow at one end, bulbous at the other. No lights. Just a soft violet glow radiating from the seams in the walls. No furniture except a single suspended chair in the center, hung from the ceiling by a gravcord. Cole Danner sat in it, upright, hands still cuffed, eyes steady. A whisper of static preceded the door sliding open. In floated high adjudicator Kezix. Her body, a gelatinous column of shifting blues and greens, hovered inside a containment sleeve. Her voice, modulated through a voice box strapped to the vessel's side, was soft. Calculated. You are calm, she said. Cole said nothing. Even now, with 12 death warrants already implied, you sit without fear. Either you are exceptionally disciplined. She paused, a ripple of color crossing her translucent frame. Or you are not entirely human. Cole smiled faintly. What's the difference? She floated closer. We are authorized to scan your neural pathways. Deeply. Is that what this is? A scan? Or a performance for Zerxal's benefit? Both, she replied. We record and we judge. You're a curiosity. A human curiosity. Cole looked up, straight into the barrel of the neural extractor hovering above. Then extract. The extractor descended with a hum and touched the base of his skull. It was cold, not like metal, but like forgotten memories. For a moment, Cole's body tensed involuntarily. Then it began. Kezix's lights pulsed as she read the streams of data. Military service. Earth campaigns. Standard trauma markers. Suppression nodes in place. Wait. Her voice wavered. This isn't standard tech, she murmured. You've been augmented beyond neural mapping. There's another signature layered on your synaptic mesh. She tried to push deeper. Then it hit her. A wave of mental static exploded through her interface. Her body jolted within the containment sleeve. Lights in the room flickered. Cole exhaled slowly. I told you. Some things don't scan. Kezix drifted back, visibly shaken. What have they done to you? Not to me, he said. With me. In the observation deck above, Zerxal was watching. His eyes narrowed. He hadn't expected resistance, not from a Terran envoy. Certainly not from one who bled red like the rest. He tapped a claw against the console. Is it active? He asked. Kezix responded through his calm. Not yet. But it's layered in defense code. Military grade. Possibly self-triggered. He's a walking blind spot. Then break him. She turned back to Cole. What is the nature of your neural defense? Cole blinked. It's a door. And you just knocked twice. She tried again. More aggressive now. The extractor reconnected, its pulses faster. Sharp lines of light ran down the walls. Keswick went deeper. And found something waiting. She gasped. A figure stood in his memory, a projection of Cole himself, but taller, darker, outlined in fractals of logic and pain. It moved inside her mind, looked directly at her, and spoke a single sentence. Do not enter again. Then her connection severed violently. Her voice box let out a distorted screech. Keswick slumped in her containment vessel, visibly drained. Pull him out! She barked at the guards. Now! They moved fast. Cole's cuffs disengaged. He stood under his own power, unaffected. He stretched his wrists slightly, as if waking from a nap. Zerxal's voice echoed in from above. You've made your point, human. But we're not afraid of toys hidden in your head. Cole looked up at the ceiling. I wasn't trying to scare you. Then what was that? A warning. The guard stepped forward again, ready to restrain him. Leave him, Zerxal ordered. He walks back to the chamber. We finished this in front of the council. The hallway outside was darker than before. The usual ambient hum of the station seemed distant, muffled. As Cole walked alone this time, his pace was deliberate. 1 foot, 1 thought. He passed a crew of engineers frantically rerouting power from the outer grid. Something's draining energy, one of them whispered. Nothing on sensors, but we're bleeding volts like it's alive. Cole didn't turn his head. When he entered the tribunal hall again, he found it dimmer. The lights above the syndicate thrones flickered. Alien faces watched him, some curious, some disturbed. Zerxal was smiling, but not the same as before. Less cruel now. More careful. Back so soon? He asked. The mind reader couldn't entertain herself? Cole stepped into the center of the chamber. You wanted to know what I am? Zerxal spread his hands. Tell us, then. I'm Earth's last option. There was a pause. One of the lesser warlords shifted in his seat. Zerxal tilted his head. Poetic. But vague. Cole took one slow breath. Your cartel built its rule on predictability. On knowing the variables. Humanity? We're your first variable. You assumed we'd beg. You assumed wrong. Zerxal's voice dropped. And now? Cole looked around. Now you test the chair. Or I walk. Walk? Zerxal scoffed. You think you have the option to. I'm not here to win. Cole interrupted. I'm here to remind you what losing feels like. The lights overhead dimmed further. A hum built in the walls. Zerxal narrowed his eyes. What did you activate? Cole raised his wrist. The faint blue light under his fingernail flickered once, like a heartbeat. Then it vanished. He said nothing. But the message was clear. The room was silent as Zerxal leaned back in his throne. For the first time, the chairman didn't speak. Because he didn't know what would happen next. Cole bowed his head slightly. And waited. The resonance chair looked like something built for torture in an age that had perfected cruelty. Shaped like a spider's frame, forged from black alloy, it pulsed with a low, steady hum, alive with energy calibrated to dissect will. Cole Danner was led to it in silence. No shackles this time. No taunts. The guards moved with mechanical precision, not confidence. Something had shifted. He sat calmly. Warlords encircled the chamber above, their thrones shadowed. No one laughed now. Not openly. A thin strand of violet light flickered from the chair's headrest and locked to the base of Cole's skull. Data transfer initiated. Pain protocols ready. Chairman Zerxal stood. Anva Danner, he said, voice low and clear. You came here demanding recognition. You brought riddles. Hints of weapons. But this is where the show ends. Cole met his gaze. It never was a show. You just didn't understand the stakes. Zerxal nodded. Then let's raise them. He tapped a panel on his seat. A low-frequency pulse surged through the chair. Cole's body jolted once, then stilled. The chair began cycling, microsecond pain triggers, invisible to the eye, sharp enough to detonate a mind over time. Cole clenched his jaw. Said nothing. Zerxal watched with interest. You feel it now? The edge of obedience? No answer. Every nerve in your body is screaming, Zerxal said. Speak. Submit. Or be erased. Cole's hands rested on the chair's arms. No tremor. No twitch. Just fingers coiled gently, then one curled inward. Thumb to palm. Zerxal caught it. What is that? He muttered. Then the power in the room shifted. Not metaphorically, literally. The lights flickered in sequence. Gravity shuddered. A hum deeper than sound passed through the floor. From Cole's wrist, a thin pulse of blue light shimmered outward. The chair's resonance reversed. The hum warped. And then it exploded. Not outward. Inward. The chair imploded in a silent flash, collapsing into itself with a surge of collapsed energy. The shockwaves sent guards flying. Alarms blared. Metal screeched. Smoke billowed from the center. When it cleared, Cole stood. No bindings. No chair. No hesitation. Only silence. He looked up at the council. Some had risen. Some froze mid-reach for weapons. Cole raised his hand. Opened his palm. Revealed a small black implant embedded just beneath the skin, a control node, shaped like a tear, now glowing white-hot. Neural override, he said. Classified. Earth's last resort. Zerxal stood paralyzed, calculating. What does it do? Cole stepped forward. His boots echoed. It shuts off containment fields. Weaponizes thought. Infects artificial systems. You made the mistake of assuming we were a decade behind. We're 2 ahead. He looked to the guards trying to rise. That includes you. The guards froze. One's eye sparked. They collapsed, disconnected. Cole climbed the central dais, one step at a time. Not rushing. The kind of walk that had no need to be fast, because there was no threat left. Stop! Zerxal shouted. You'll destroy this council. Cole looked at him, calm. You already did. I'm just the witness. You'll doom your species. We were already marked for extinction. You just gave us a reason. Weapons hummed to life across the upper ring. Dagger cannons, plasma harpoons, mind lances. Cole reached into his jacket. Pulled out a simple transmitter. He tapped it once. Every weapon powered down. Council members gasped. Lights across the chamber dimmed to black. Then a single spotlight illuminated Cole. He pointed upward, toward the council. We reverse-engineered your tech. Built countermeasures. Buried them in your networks over the past 3 years. Zerxal's voice cracked. Impossible. No species has ever breached cartel security. Cole's voice was quiet now. That's why it worked. The silence was deafening. Zerxal looked around. No weapons. No escape. No backup. His claws tightened on the edge of his throne. Cole climbed the final step. Stood level with him. Zerxal's breath hitched. You wouldn't. I didn't come to kill, Cole said. I came to end something. He leaned close. You mocked us. Called us savages. Apes. But you forgot something. His voice lowered. Apes climb. He pressed the transmitter again. The floor pulsed with soundless force. Screens lit up, one after another, showing every frontier system, every cartel vault, every secret depot. Each blinking blue. Each marked. Access granted? You had control, Cole said. Until now. The council erupted. Screams, curses, scrambling toward exits. None worked. Lockdown activated. Cole turned and walked down the stairs, away from the chaos. Zerxal shouted after him. This won't hold. We'll rebuild. Cole didn't turn. You won't have time. One final pulse from the transmitter, and the blue lights across the galaxy turned red. Execute. The command pulse rippled outward through subspace like a silent scream, instantaneous, absolute. Across the helix reach, lights blinked out. Entire cartel-controlled stations, fueling depots, data vaults, armories, froze mid-function. AI cores collapsed into hard shutdown. Invisible sabotage routines embedded months earlier through falsified maintenance protocols detonated in code. No explosions. Just stillness. Just systems choking on secrets they no longer owned. Inside the tribunal hall, panic bloomed like fire in a vacuum. The warlords screamed at each other in 10 languages. Some pounded exit codes into their seats. Others clawed at manual overrides. Nothing worked. Not one system responded. Cole stood at the base of the council circle. Alone, unharmed, and watching. Calm not as a pose, but as a state. Zerxal was still on his throne, motionless, claws dug into the armrests. 3 of his eyes were wide. The 4th blinked slowly, then narrowed. He finally spoke. "This is war." Cole's voice was quiet. "No. This is consequence. You shut down a galaxy's commerce." "No," Cole corrected, stepping forward. "I shut down your commerce. Your corruption. Your grip on our throats." Zerxal hissed through his fangs. "You think this changes everything? It already has." A screen on the far wall flickered to life, without cartel control. It showed the Terran sovereign flag. Behind it, crowds of humans on every captured outpost, standing upright, fists raised, reclaiming stations that had flown cartel banners only days before. A message played. A voice recorded, firm and unmistakably human. "The Terran Union has ceased recognition of cartel authority. We will no longer be governed by extortion. We will trade freely, govern locally, defend globally. You may fear what we are, but now you will respect it." The screen went dark. Zerxal barked at no one in particular. "Kill him!" No one moved. Not the guards, disabled. Not the warlords, frozen by uncertainty, some even eyeing escape shuttles. Zerxal slammed his fist into the console. "I said kill him!" Cole turned slowly. "You're used to a room that obeys. I understand. It's hard when the room doesn't care who you are anymore." "You're bluffing," Zerxal snarled. Cole walked up the stairs again. No drama this time. Just steps. "Bluffing?" he asked softly. "Look around. The game ended an hour ago. You just didn't know you'd lost." Zerxal reached for a dagger at his belt, a traditional blade, ceremonial but real. "You can't do this. You're just one man." Cole didn't flinch. "And you were 12 gods, until I sat down." Zerxal lunged. The blade moved fast for something ornamental. A blur of silver and hate. Cole moved faster. He caught the chairman's wrist mid-swing. Twisted gently. The blade dropped. Zerxal stumbled. Cole didn't strike. Just stared. "You won't even finish me?" Zerxal spat. "No," Cole said. "You'll live. And every empire you built will collapse with you still breathing. That's the punishment. You humans, always talking like heroes." Cole stepped back. "We tried diplomacy. You laughed. We offered deals. You bled us dry. So now we adapt. Not heroes. Just inevitable." Zerxal slumped into his throne. The smoke of pride still clung to him, but the structure beneath was breaking. He felt it. That was worse than death, being irrelevant. Cole turned to leave. "Where will you go now?" Zerxal asked bitterly. Cole paused. Looked back once. Home. Outside the tribunal hall, the station's corridors were empty. No guards. No drones. Only echo and light. Cole walked slowly toward the main docking ring. The silence followed him like a cloak. At Dock 6, his ship waited, an unmarked Terran scout craft with plated hull and blackout shielding. The ramp lowered as he approached. He stopped at the threshold. One last time, he looked back at Veritas Prime, the seed of terror for generations. Now just architecture. Just orbiting debris waiting to fall. He boarded. The ramp closed behind him with a final hiss. 18 hours later, Earth orbit. The Terran Union command deck was buzzing, but not chaotic. Controlled motion. Strategists moved between terminals. Data scrolled across sky-sized screens. When the scout craft's ID pinged, the whole floor fell silent. Cole stepped out onto the bridge. The Prime Admiral, an older woman with burned scars and silver hair, met him at the threshold. "You're late." "I was talking," Cole replied. She nodded once. "Mission result?" He handed her the transmitter. "We own the system." "You activated it?" "Yes." "Status of the Council?" "Disarmed." "Intact." "Ashamed." "And you?" Cole exhaled. "Still intact." "Still angry." The Admiral studied him. "They'll regroup." "Let them," Cole said. She tapped a command. All Terran-controlled sectors glowed green on the holomap. Cartel zones faded to gray. "You understand what you've started," she said. Cole looked at the stars beyond the viewport. "No," he said. "They started it. I just remembered who we are." She gave a rare smile. Then the doors closed behind them. In the dark reaches of the frontier, news of the tribunal collapse spread faster than light. Pirate kings vanished. Slave ports emptied. Black markets cracked. And in their place, one message was repeated. A chair had been offered. Mocked. Burned. And a fist had answered.